Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. This is Melissa Patton with RE/MAX Moves. So this week has been crazy in real estate. Of course, last week was spring break. Everybody came back from spring break and of course started listing their houses and decided they wanted to go look at houses. I had this experience this week that I wanted to tell you about because it really encompasses everything that real estate is all about. I have this sweet little client couple of mine who is a blended family. They have been looking for 2 years for the right house for them. Looking for a little bit of a needle in a haystack, a nice home on a small amount of acreage where they could bring their two families together, raise their kids, and that be their forever home. Of course, they had a certain price range they're trying to stay in, and I had been working with them for about 6 months. They had been looking for 2 years, but they became my client about 6 months ago, and we would go out and look at things, and it'd be a lot of stuff that needed a ton of work, or it was just really out of their price range. But she had texted me earlier this week and said, hey, there's this house on the market, I want to go see it. It's going to sell fast. And of course I looked at it and I knew it was going to sell very quickly. The house was underpriced, and so they work opposite shifts. So I showed the husband in the morning and the wife in the afternoon. When we got there in the afternoon, there were 4 other buyers there to look at the house. And I knew that we were going to have to make an offer quickly, and it was going to have to be a great offer. And so they, of course, had a little house to sell. And so I talked to them about the fact that you could not make a contingency offer on this house that they wanted really, really badly, that we needed to remove that contingency of selling their house, that they need to buy this house without the contingency of selling their old house. And they said, we've talked to our financial guy and we can't qualify. My husband can't qualify on his own. And I said, well, we need to put you on the loan and move forward in that way. And she said, oh, well, I can't qualify for a loan because I had a past mistake on my credit. And I said, well, how long ago was that? And then she told me, and I said, well, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go on this loan. And so I sent her to a lender, my lender friend, who has a ton of experience, and I trust him explicitly. Fantastic guy over at Fairway Independent Mortgage, John Nunley. And he called me, pulled her credit, and he said, Melissa, there's no reason why she can't go on this loan. And I said, get me the pre-approval letter. So we wrote a great offer on the house, not contingent on them selling their house, not contingent on appraisal, because I know that the house is underpriced. I work that market all the time. I'm very familiar with it, and I knew that the house was a bargain for what we were buying it for, and it would certainly appraise for that. So we made it not contingent on appraisal, and there were at least 4 other offers on the property. The listing agent wouldn't tell me how many offers there were, but so she presented at 3 o'clock, and they were going to make a decision by 6 o'clock. So I wrote a nice letter to the seller to let him know who my buyers are, that they're a sweet little family that were trying to get in between where the husband was working and still stay close to their church. So they were in a very small area, and they've been looking for 2 years to try to find their dream home, and that this house was it. And we were making a great offer that had no contingencies other than financing, and of course we would do a home inspection, but and we got it. We got the offer, and so I called my buyer to tell her, and she cried. And so it's been an emotional week. I've had some other crazy things going on this week as well, but that's just one of those stories that really it makes real estate worthwhile when it gets crazy and hairy, and sometimes you want to throw in the towel. You realize that you really need to embrace every client and celebrate with them. So a couple things to take away from this story. One is, be sure you've got the right lender that really knows everything there is to know about loans. If you don't have a great lender, I have one. You can call me and I'll send you to him, or you can call him directly, John Nunley at Fairway Mortgage, downtown Greenville. Carolina Mortgage Experts, if you are looking them up on Google. And the other thing is, be sure that you have a real estate agent, a realtor who really is working on your behalf, that knows you, knows your situation, and can sell you to the seller. Because especially if you're looking in under the 225 range, everything is just selling so quickly. And if you have found your needle in a haystack, then you need to be sure that your agent can sell you to the seller and make you look as great as you are. So, and also an agent who knows the market well enough that you can get a house that's a bargain. And this one certainly was, and it's a great house. I cannot wait for closing day, and hope you guys have a great Friday the 13th. Thanks so much for watching this video.